What's going on, guys? Welcome to another video. I'm so happy you guys came back to watch. Last week's video was crazy. I loved it. I watched it like 8 times. So thank you guys if you've watched last week's video. If not, check in the top right corner of your screen. There'll be a link to that video. Anyway, today's video is going to be a little bit different. We're going to be discussing what I did good, what I did bad, some tips that people gave me after the track day, and also we're going to just discuss like what it's like to have your first track day, because as you guys know, that was my first event, and I had an amazing day. So I'd like to discuss with you guys how it is, how much it stresses you out, and how much fun you can have at the same time. So let's get into today's video. If you guys see my eyelid, that's from an aluminum welding burn. It splattered in my face and it burned through my glasses actually, so luckily I was wearing some sort of protection. Make sure if you guys are using welding supplies or just doing anything with torches, just make sure you guys use protection on it, because it's really dangerous, and if that was a little bit lower, I would have got my eye and I would have melted my eye. While Dom's not here, I might as well discuss how it felt being with the A-class drivers. As you guys know, I'm friends with the Street Heat guys, so all those guys in A-class always let me drive in their car, or ride in their car rather. They were showing me a bunch of stuff, and it was really a good time to just be able to get some seat time with them, because as on a track, as you drive while someone else isn't driving. So like C-class was driving, A-class wasn't. Their driving is so awesome because they're just super aggressive drivers and they really just don't care about anything. So it's really fun to hop in their higher horsepower cars and just be able to just sit there and film and feel how their car moves and see their steering. Like, I was filming and stuff, but as you're filming, I'm also kind of just watching, and I just see how Jake was just holding that wheel. He didn't use that wheel too much. He was using his foot, he was using his throttle to steer himself, and that's one of the biggest things that I was messing up. I was all over the place with my arms, I was spaghetti in arms, you know what I mean? So to be able to see Matt and Jake drive and the way they finesse the car, it was so cool, and it made me understand that, okay, so I don't need to use my wheel so much. Another thing I took away from them was I kind of already mentioned a little bit, but the way they're super aggressive, like they'll go into the drift, they'll be like revving at the top, and then they'll flick that and then pull that e-brake. It's so cool. They're super aggressive drivers, and they just stay on that throttle. So taking away some of that, I went to my next session after that with a lot more aggression, and I'd rev out first gear, try as much as I could to rev out second before I took that first entry. I'll put a clip in right here. As you guys can see in this little picture right here, Jordan Threlful, he has hit me up on Instagram and said, he's like, I love the fact that you weren't using a handbrake. Just so you guys know, I don't have a handbrake right now. It doesn't work because something with linkage or the way my pads are, I'm not too sure. I still need to go through the system a little bit. But yeah, I don't have a handbrake, so I was just straight clutch kicking the whole time. And he said, he's like, you'll love the fact that you're not using a handbrake, which made me feel good, because it's definitely more like skillful, I guess it's more skillful to use just your clutch instead of having to like whip that e-brake. You know what I mean? In certain scenarios, it's definitely useful to have the handbrake, but on the skid pad, you don't really need the handbrake anyway. So thank you for saying that, Jordan. That made me feel good about my driving. And he also told me that I was going to upgrade all my calipers to Z32, but he told me just keep the OEMs in the rear and to get, I think he said, PMU pads, because they're just the pads you want to use. They're more like, I guess, aggressive, and they'll really lock up that handbrake. So once I do figure out the handbrake situation, then I'll leave OEM calipers in the rear and get those PMU pads so that I can really lock that those rear wheels up. My good friend Matt also hit me up on Instagram after the event as they were watching the video, and he says to be careful for the bump in the back. You guys know that big spot where I kept spinning out right at the end of the track? That was really tough because, one, I was having problems with understeering, but also there's a bump there that once I hit it, it just messes up everything, and I guess my bump steer is kind of weird still, so it would throw me out and spin me out. So he just gave me a little tip to make sure I watch out for that bump. So thank you for telling me that. I really appreciate it. And in the last video, I also mentioned how I wanted to get 18s for the back and then lower the car. Matt also told me not to mess around with suspension yet, like don't lower it, because it's gonna mess up my suspension geometry. And that's the last thing I want to do, is mess with the car where it'll affect the way I drive. I should just, like he said, I should just stick to driving the car and then feeling it out, so that next year when I go back into it with a whole different setup and all types of stuff, that I at least know how to drive the vehicle, and then I can, you know, play around with what I want to do then. But as of right now, I'm just gonna stick with the 17s and stay at my height right now, so I don't mess with too much. Other than that, I had a bunch of people hit me up that were like super supportive of my first day, and then also just the YouTube video in general. So all the people that were at the track, a lot of them I know, and some people I don't know, but a lot of people that were driving that day hit me up and was like, yo, you did awesome. So thank you guys, everyone who hit me up and reached out to me, just to mention that I was doing very well. I really appreciate it. You know, the progression felt good, but next event is gonna be sick. I'm gonna rip it up even more, and I hope I see everyone I saw at the last event at the next one as well. So thank you guys for reaching out to me. As of right now, every other topic that I want to talk about, I would love to have Dom here with me so that he can put in another perspective. So I'm gonna wait until Dom gets here, and then we'll start talking about my review of the first track day, pretty much talk about like the prep and how much work it took to just get there. Just talk about my driving and like the skill level I had going into it, and the skill level I had leaving the track day. And I'd like to just, regarding the car and my driving, I would really just like to look back and put in some clips in this video so you guys can see like what I did good and what I did wrong, and me and Dom can talk about it. I'll show you guys what I mean by that bump in the back where I kept, you know, he threw me off and I kept spinning out. So I'll show you guys what I mean by that. Other than that, we'll just wait until Dom gets here and we can start reviewing. Alright, now that Dom's here,
yes sir,
we can finally discuss like how the day was overall and how we felt about going into it and how the day was just going throughout and then leaving the day. So let's get into that part.
So first off, as a spectator, as many times as I've been there as a spectator, do you know how cool it feels to go there with this guy, trailer, Escalade, our tow vehicle, my boy, you know who we talking to. They, you know what I'm saying, pulled up multiple cars deep, pulled up on the spot, we brought food. Like, it was a totally different experience at a track than I've ever had. I'm speaking as a ride along with him. I've never felt so in it, you know, waiting for him to get back, blah blah blah.
Yeah, like he was saying, like as me as a driver, even I was going into it feeling like a spectator and never had the experience as a driver. So going into it feeling like I'm part of them now, and like just having that mentality that, okay, I'm here to just drive. You know what I mean? It was crazy. You know, you go there, you sign in, you're talking to Jimmy Oaks, you're talking to all the big dogs. Like it's crazy. And especially since I have those street heat friends, the A-class drivers that I can just roll with, like I was talking about earlier. It just made me feel comfortable. Everyone there is just such good people, and they all like have good intentions. So it's definitely fun to be able to just like hop in and feel comfortable. But driving wise, I felt a little, the first time, like my first drive, you guys thought I went around and just drove. I didn't even like drift.
Oh, watching that was
it was, you know, I was a little nervous just being there. There's a huge line. There was like probably 40 drivers just in that one line for the first session. So I was a little nervous driving up, and then all of a sudden I'm on the track now, and it's like, cool, all right, this is where I'm gonna drive.
You know what's funny too? I bet we had totally different mindsets, because you're actually thinking about your first look. I'm over here like, damn, he's been in this line for 10 minutes. No overheating, please, no nothing. Like, I was so nervous for the car. Just as much as, not you, you know what I'm saying?
No, I know what you're saying, yeah.
Because that was another crazy thing too, is having the car on the track. We were there and it was like, oh, we pulled up, we're in different areas, but seeing your car, the car that we're always in, we're always hanging out, we'll be in a drive-through in that car, just chilling, and now this thing is literally like, I'm so proud of that car. Goddamn.
Yeah, like you said, with like the whole drive-through thing, like literally this car goes to the drive-through. Like, it's my daily. So
dude, I pull up to work and I only know he's there if the race car is sitting out there.
It's crazy, you know, feeling like sometimes it takes a little appreciation away when you're dailying it, but when you get to the track, you feel like it's meant to be there. You know what I mean? Like
that's yeah.
You know, and so that's one thing I feel like is cool, is I can transfer my mindset from just a daily driver car into now like, okay, so this is my race car. You know what I mean? Like, this is my car.
He was ready to blow that thing up with no care. Yeah. You didn't care. Once we were there and we were there and safe and ready to just drive.
I was ready to blow it up. I was like, you know what? If it blows up today, I'll be fine with it.
Yeah. Already there, already did it. Yeah.
Exactly. All right, now getting into the driving aspect, kind of transitioned that already, but as you can tell in the beginning of the video, when I first hopped in, I kind of started off a little rough. I was spinning out. I felt like very amateur, but at the same time, I really am amateur. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was like first
track day, first ever, like.
Yeah, I was just honestly, I wasn't even stressed that much about spinning out. I started getting a little dumped about it, but then I was like, you know what? This is like, I'm here for this. You know what I mean? Like, I don't care if I spin out because I'm here to drift. You know what I mean? I'm here to spin out. You know what I'm saying? This is where I learned. So it was really cool to be able to just at least hop on. And even though I was doing poorly at first, I started getting a little more progression. And like I was saying about progression, definitely throughout the video, you guys can just see, you know, I was slowly progressing throughout the day. Like I said, just being with Matt Talbot and Jake, feeling how they drive, feeling their cars, it made me feel like I just pretended. I was like, yeah, my car's their car. And then I just started driving like it was down.
I seen it with my, you know, I'm gonna be real annoying to you guys. I've seen it, but I literally, he came back, yo, I'm driving harder every lap. And when I tell you that boy did, but that was definitely a good transition. Was when you went on to the what was it, clubhouse
circuit.
Yeah, when you went on that and then came back.
Yeah, I had a different mentality for sure.
He worked so hard for this, and it felt like we waited years. Okay, so when he was finally out there, it's like nobody can tell. You literally paid US dollars to get your car onto that track to drift. So it's like every turn you're there for exactly that. So there's people, the lines, but like it was Forza in real life. You know what I'm saying? Fun. That's all that's what it is. Fun. This is what we want to do. You know what I'm saying? This is what makes us happy. That's all that matters. Is just like enjoying the moment that you're in, like in that flick, no matter where you are.
Like I was saying, I was spinning out a lot earlier, but he was.
Like, you know what I'm saying? I bet you guys are gonna spin out. I bet I'd spin out, you know what I'm saying? But what are you guys there for? Fun.
Exactly.
What was it? It's like, the track is like a party / cookout, except you're at a track with a whole bunch of cars that are, you know, it's good vibes only. So, for one, like, no one's ever gonna knock you. No spectators gonna be like, yo, you spun out, you know what I mean? Like, it's such good vibes that,
Yeah.
I love it. I miss it. I miss the track.
I miss it. Yeah, I miss it. We'll be there on the 5th for sure.
And the 4th?
Maybe the 4th, depending on money.
Maybe watching. I'll take the daily up there just to watch.
Well, that's the thing is, I'll go to the 4th to drive. If I'm taking the day off, I'm going there to drive. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Some of my car problems. That's the next topic, is car problems. I really didn't have many, to be honest. We didn't even have to break out a damn tool, which is pretty awesome.
Surprising.
Yeah, we brought a ton of tools too, so it was cool that we didn't even have to touch a 10 mil. So yeah, we came there, got there, and one of the problems I was constantly having, as you guys could see, is I was having bad understeering issues. I'd be at full lock and I'd be going straight, and I'd be like, oh shit.
Understeering almost made us hit a wall.
Yeah,
like
shit,
literally, like going like 20, 30, not crazy, but we literally
mess up that carbon hood.
One scare on that track was that one with that
close to that guardrail. Yeah. Understeering was definitely scary. Other than that, though, I know now, just try to clutch kick that. My buddy Travis with the R32, the sparkle, blue purple sparkle R32. He's been on the vlogs a couple times now. Wicked cool dude. But he was telling me, dude, just clutch kick that thing and whip the wheel in the opposite direction. Get yourself sideways again, because that's one way to correct it. Another thing in my head that I think is a reason for that is my front tires. Matt Talbot also told me just get grippier front tires. Even though I thought those Toyos would be good, he says get grippier ones and drop that PSI, because I had 36 up front, which is way too much. So next time I would go there with like less tire pressure and hopefully grippier tires. Other than that, I had other problems, like my wheels, they're still cracked. Like like my wheels are cracked right now, and it's stupid, and I hate it. That's why I don't get reps.
Everybody subscribe so this man can get some 3 pieces or something, because he deserves them. But them Enki reps, it's a wrap.
Yeah,
it's a wrap.
They're cracked. Every single one of them's cracked. Every morning I'm late to work because I have to air up. I mean, like, luckily I have the compressor right there in my garage, so I just air up. But it's definitely a force, and it's really annoying. I kept losing tire pressure mid-drift, not mid-drift, but like while I was at the track driving, I'd be losing tire pressure, it'd mess up my driving. So that's one big problem that I want to take care of before next event. So yeah, I was having a lot of issues with driving on the inside and the outside, as in like the back of the course where I kept spinning out. I didn't have enough flick. As you can see in the in-car perspective, I was kind of on the outside before I try to flick in. So I'd be close to that wall, and I'd be like, all right, how am I supposed to transition when I'm literally next to the wall?
And so, speed too, like, because you have to build speed on the top.
Yeah.
Hold it, flick, and then slow down to do this sway, and then the bump. All the drivers will talk about that bump.
Exactly, yeah. It's like, one thing I mentioned earlier is the whole bump thing that Matt was telling me about. I already talked about it in the previous topics, but yeah, the bump kept messing me up. So definitely next time I'm gonna try to get more inside so I can flick out. Next topic is going to be discussing what I need for the next event, which is super important.
Next event, I can't wait.
Next event, I'm gonna be needing tie rods again. They're already ordered. Got better ones this time. Before I was running API, like Advanced Auto Part, if you guys don't know what that is, or Auto Part International.
I was about to correct you.
Auto Part International. They're just crappy Chinese stuff, but that's literally all I could afford for the past couple of weeks. So I got some nice ones coming in.
Hey, we ate about 20 sandwiches that day. I'm just saying. Me personally, I had like 8 sandwiches.
Well, that's pretty much gonna wrap up the video. I'm just happy that we was able to review the whole day. I'm using what I have right now. I got some extra content coming up soon. But regardless, I hope you guys enjoyed it. I threw in a bunch of little clips so you guys can reference to what I'm talking about. So thank you for watching another video. I'm really excited that I got to have Dom here, like always, to help me with this perspective.
I ain't even been home yet.
Yep, just got out of work. So yeah, thank you for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Subscribe, hit that like button.
Snap-on socks.
Tech flex. But yeah, thank you.
We still wearing snap-on socks because of you guys. Imagine.